Okay. So 3 turns for a broadcast tower. I'm not entirely sure I'm actually keen on that. Flow program in 4, though. So let's go for satellites. We'll see what we can do. We'll burn another scientist wherever we've got one just lying around. That one. We did waste a bit of science back then, but that's okay. So we got B-17. The reason I was an idiot for building all of those great war bombers is because B-17 start with siege promotion, siege 1. Let's start with evasion, which is really nice. Siege 1. Now, you get 2 promotions still, because that siege 1 doesn't take up the XP. So I can take siege 2, and then that gives me air repair. And that's what makes B-17s so powerful, is that you can get immediate air repair, even though you don't have Autocracy or Brandenburg Gate, or you're not the Zulu. And air repair is really quite game-changing. Got this factory slot. Air repair is really quite game-changing for... Let's see, yeah, we don't really have anything else to work. I guess, well, I mean, we'll do that. Don't even need a fish now, actually. But we don't have anything better to work. It's actually a hammer that we lose. I guess we need gold right now. That's fine. Yeah, and so air repair is really quite game-changing for air combat. It basically means that you're not going to have to heal your air units unless you're shooting cities with ludicrously high combat strength. And so that really kind of... And we're just going to... I think so we can speed towards the end of the game. We'll actually just automate these workers. Don't know what they'll do, but it'll be fine. And so air repair means that you can actually, you know, do things without actually having to heal. And that's really, really powerful for air combat. It's the promotion that you really are always shooting from for your air units. You know, either siege or bombardment, then siege or bombardment 2, and then air repair. And that's the most powerful thing you can do. And what I did with these building these great war bombers is I missed out on hard building. You can't go up to, I mean, you probably can go up to, I don't know whether or not if you upgrade to a B-17 you get the siege. I assume you do. Oh, the Great Barrier Reefs. Huh. Didn't do any sea exploration whatsoever. Didn't look like there was any need to do so though. So when we upgrade to our, because we built these great war bombers, we have to take 2 promotions straight away. So it had to be either Siege 1 and Siege 2 or Bombardment 1 and Bombardment 2. Now when we upgrade, we get Siege 1. But you know, because we already took our promotions, we then don't get to take our promotion for Siege 2 and Air Repair. So this is a bit of an idiot move, making all these great war bombers. But we probably don't need them. So I'm not gonna... I guess we don't dwell on it too much, and especially not because we're actually going to try and do a science victory. We'll just work. Can automate this, can we? We'll just work the science. We've got another spy. I guess we'll go and spy. We'll spy Valletta? I don't know. I don't really think it matters who we spy. We just want to spy something. Definitely don't need to spy any AIs. So we've unlocked the Hubble now. We'll continue building, not battleships. We'll build bombers for defense. Actually, we probably have enough bombers now, frankly. I want some, not artillery even. Thought that was where the AA gun was. We've unlocked mobile SAMs now. I want some mobile SAMs. Mobile SAMs will shut down any air strength from the AI, and we'll hard build Hubble. 6 turns. Perfectly fine to do that. Let's just check our great people again. So our next scientist is in 7 turns. So I think what we're doing is we're going to generate the scientist in 7 turns, and then that will probably take us to the end of the game. Writer in 12. We need to probably be prepared to take the rationalism finisher next. I could try and take ballistics with it. Or we can bulb our way to nanotech. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if we'll be able to bulb our way to nanotech with just the 3 scientists we've got down right now. Oh, I took Siege 3. That's really stupid again. Oh well. Science victory. Let's just concentrate on the science. And maybe because we want to concentrate on the science. I mean, I probably should be working all gold right now. And maybe we should just do all research right now. And maybe we should just do that. Let's work all research. Once all these things are done. At least for the moment. We get a little bit more value out of our bulbs. Another host. I guess we'll vote for Byzantium now. I think Byzantium went freedom. Got 5 turns on this Hubble. Maybe we'll gift a unit away to Leventa. One of these pikemen. Definitely don't want tribute. Here's the pike, and we'll put... I mean, we'll keep these garrisoned outside the city just as kind of a matter of what you should do if you're playing a proper end game. Keeping units garrisoned outside your capital so you can't get airdropped by paratroopers or XCOM squads. Because they can only airdrop within one tile of your capital. So putting infantry around your capital like this really does defend it from paratroopers, XCOM squads, that kind of thing. I'll just put this scout in here. Netherlands remains host, whatever. Okay, well, we'll keep accelerating towards the victory. I guess we'll take Spaceflight Pioneers and we'll try and make our last policy something meaningful. Or Space Procurement, so I've got it wrong. Spaceflight Pioneers must be the order one. I've got this mobile Sam now. So you know what, we'll just delete this scout. Save some gold. We built Apollo, which means we now need to be building space parts, which I should have bulbed last time, but I didn't. That's okay, I guess we'll start on whoever's got the lowest production. 85, 75, 75. I guess we'll start on the production in New York. How long is one of these going to take? 14 turns for a cockpit. Man, do we need to get that down. We probably don't even bother building a cockpit for 14 turns. We probably actually just build the part in Boston and crank 2 out in the cap. Yeah, that's like 11 turns, that's a bit better. And we'll get ballistics and we'll go build, I know, some other stuff. I think what we're definitely going to want to do is go to nanotech next so we can buy these spaceship factories. We'll probably afford to buy a couple because we've got 5 aluminium. Don't know. Yeah, I should have taken gold there from Byzantium. Yeah, we'd only need to, maybe only need to buy 3. There's another deal that ended. Sell some more horses to Byzantium while we can. I just clicked end turn. I should have been building spaceship parts. Oh dear. We'll try and crank 2 out of Washington or something. Okay, so booster. Yeah, look. I mean, they're so cheap. We can buy like 3 of these things. We might even be able to build 4 of them. We've got a lot of happiness though. 10 from public opinion for new ideology. We'll bob this now. We need to sort of wait. We've got 5 turns. We definitely want to be bulbing now. Okay. We've got 1 more scientist, but we're going to get 2 from Hubble. Can we perhaps delay the Hubble one better? Yeah, 2 turns, so we'll actually start building Hubble for just a couple of turns. I guess we'll work on the booster. I guess. Let me speed up. And we want to delay Hubble for 2 turns so we can generate that scientist before finishing it. I really don't think the AI is going to be challenging us on building Hubble Space Telescope here. Might even have enough gold that we can buy a couple of spaceship factories and get the timing down. But I think 9 turns is definitely going to be the short. We're not going to be any quicker than 9 turns, I don't think, to get to the end of the tech tree. There's our artist, another 100 gold. We're coming in big from Mausoleum right now. 1 more turn to generate the scientist, and then we'll go back to Hubble. I should have bulbed last turn, and again I didn't, but as long as we can make sure we take nanotech with a rationalism finisher, we'll be okay. I think we'll be able to. Okay, we got our scientist. Let's go back and finish Hubble Space Telescope. Copper and spices to William ended. Probably sell this now. I don't think we're going to go unhappy. 400. Okay, nice. And then we need to send hammers to Washington. We've got this scientist that spawned, so we'll bulb through computers. And then go up to particle fizz and we'll take nanotech with the rationalism finisher. Do we have any more scientists? We've got 1 lying around. It's in Atlanta. We might as well push that through too. We'll get the spaceship factory next turn, so at least we can buy the spaceship factories in these 2 cities and get them down turn just in case we need it. It's going to be quite fast. We're going to get 2 scientists from Hubble and 3 from purchasing. My word. Okay, and we've still got Oxford, believe it or not. This is going to be really fast. And this is just the standard Pangea too. My word. I don't think I've ever gone this fast. We're going to save the gold. I don't know if we need it. Refrigeration, yeah, we're going to go straight through it. Yeah, we're going to get to the end here. We're going to get to the end fast. And we need to buy 3 parts, and they're 13. How much each? $13.50. $13.50 is okay though. I tell you what I can do though. I can make my life easy by purchasing this now. And what we'll do to safeguard is actually just sell some more stuff to the AI, I guess. This guy, we can sell marble to him. 200. Yeah. Okay. And Theodora. Does she want anything? Horses. I guess 37 gold. Okay. A spaceship factory is how much? 470. So that's what, 940. We need to buy 2 more parts. So I think we're going to be good. We've got the aluminium. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we've got the aluminium, don't we? We're not going to need to buy anywhere, or are we? If we do, I think we can buy an aluminium from someone. Let's buy 1 aluminium from an AI, if we can. That's me. Yeah, let's buy an aluminium from you. Right, let's just buy a couple. Then we're going to get some spaceship factories to bring these down to 4 turns. Okay. And we've got our Hubble scientists out. We're not intending to generate any more scientists, so I think I can go and faith purchase these scientists now. So let's do that. So we'll get... we haven't finished rationalism yet, it's in 2 turns. It's fine, we can wait that long. Next turn. If we need any extra money, we can just sell these infantry too. Sell the labs, in fact, maybe, but we don't want to sell them yet because we're still bulbing. Okay, put that part up. Not worry about that now, we've got enough gold for our parts. Okay, we can bulb through penicillin. And actually punch ecology too. Got telecoms up next. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, this is going to be quick. It's going to be really quick. We finish rationalism next turn. We're going to need to purchase the parts in New York and Atlanta, I guess. Cool. Yeah, we'll finish rationalism now. We'll take nanotech. Purchase the part here. Okay, and then we can purchase all of our scientists now. 1, 2. We get the 3rd yet? No. Okay, so we get 2 scientists, but that's really all we need to punch through here. If we need Oxford, we've got it. Potentially, I should try and find a way of getting this down another turn. We don't need this culture anymore. Let's see if we can find all the hammers we can get. More hammers there. Yes, this one. I guess we'll work that just to not stagnate, but I don't even think we need to worry about that. What's the problem there? 42 turns. I mean, do we have any more hammers to work? Yeah, that. Okay, well that's 1 turn. Oxford's 2 turns. I don't know if there's any way of getting Oxford down to a turn. Guess not. Should have pre-built it earlier, but oh well. We'll see what we can do. How much more do we need here? 73, 116. It's okay. Unit from Valletta, nice. I guess we can. I mean, it's an XCOM squad. We can sell it if we need. Punch through mobile tactics. Put the booster part on. Caravan. I guess hammers to Atlanta. Doesn't need to do anything fancy. Nice. Got an XCOM squad. Got this scientist. How much is this? 7,370. This scientist is worth how much? 5,927. We could probably bulb it next. I don't know if we need to wait though. I don't know if we need Oxford. Let's go full research. 1195. 5750 is going to be what's like 68 something. Yeah, I think we're going to punch through this, right? We only need another 314 plus that, so that's like, oh, apparently we've got progress there. I'm not sure what that's about. That like 7,600 or something, and we're going to get this in 2 turns of research probably. And if we need Oxford, might be a bit of a waste. It's 2 turns. If there was a way to get Oxford down to 1 turn, I'd do it. So how do we get it down to 1 turn? 1.4. That we can do. So 1.4 hammers required. Right, don't need faith anymore. So let's find some more hammers. There we go. 1 turn Oxford. All this stuff is going to get done in 1 turn. Which means we don't even actually care about this bulb whatsoever, because we're going to Oxford finish that. It'll win on turn, what, 167 in the end? We'll hold this bulb and then we'll pump it in after Oxford goes through. We need to put the spaceship part on. Hopefully this can travel this far. If not, can't even purchase airports. How much for an airport? 500 gold. So we could purchase airports next turn if we need it. And let's trade away our coal for that. It's 37 each and we've got 5. So that's 150 plus 35, I guess 185. Okay, got rid of that. So the horse is now 2. 185, what's that? 215, 245, and then plus 14 is what? 259. Okay. Still need a little bit more gold. But I guess this 115 per turn doesn't really matter too much anymore. Dido doesn't have any gold, but William does. If we need to buy airports, I guess we can. Does that even make any difference though? I don't think it does. Let's see. Let's give you like 30 gold per turn. I'm just going to actually ask for 500. Yeah, 488 for 15. Bunch of staff. Let's just give him 20 for it. No. 22. 25. Okay. That should give us enough. Buy a pair of airports. Just in case we need that. Probably could have deleted my units to fund the airports actually, there's no need to do that. Particle Fizz. So we actually bulbed a little bit too late. We were a touch slow. But oh well. Didn't really anticipate what crazy amount of... Oh, what's in here? It's a worker. Get out of there. I'm going to delete all of these things. Good job we didn't need to put the part on this turn anyway. Yeah, we could have moved to the cap. But we'll just wait there and we'll delete all of the workers. Man, that would have been really, really annoying. Yeah, this worker needs to stop. The other workers going around, how many workers do I actually have? 4. Okay, so this worker, yep, delete. We'll delete that. I didn't even realise we'd expand to that tile, that's good. 2 more workers now. We know we've undone this one, so there's 1 more worker as this one. Okay. So I think we're all set up. We just need to purchase the final part. And away we go. 167. Science victory here. Deity Pangea. 5 City America. Yes, delete. We are absolutely not having you get in the way again. Okay. 1 part. 2 parts. And the third part, we'll just assign these delegates so this kind of looks okay. We're even researching research. Let's check the demographics before we go. Second in manufactured goods. Fourth in crop yield, but that's fine. We went and stagnated. That crop yield was just what we needed to keep our citizens up and not go down. Fourth in GNP, but that's okay. We had 92 gold per turn in the end. Not a small amount, but because we got mercantilism and Big Ben, we were able to purchase 3 spaceship parts, 2 airports, and there's a few other things that we could have done with the gold as well, but we didn't need to do too much with it, so that was fine. We even purchased 2 spaceship factories with it. But we're at 94% science in 4th in soldiers. We made a bit of an idiot move with all of these great war bombers. We shouldn't have built those, we should have waited for B-17s. Upgrade these now though. See what the army score looks like. See if it changed. Still 4th, doesn't matter. We've got mechanised infantry here. So we can upgrade all of those too. Yay. So we looked good in the demographics here. This was a very, very, very peaceful sim all the way to the end of the game. We had a bunch of Warmonger Civs in the game, and I mean, Shaka absolutely exploded across the map, and I wasn't watching because I was too busy executing this science victory on turn 167 on the base Pangaea. But Shaka absolutely exploded all over Genghis Khan, all over Korea. Korea's somehow still in the game because of Pyongyang of all places. But I mean, look at that. Shaka, that is insane. How William didn't lose a city to Shaka, I'll never know. But Genghis got absolutely flattened. Korea got flattened. Is that Zulu city? Yeah, I think it's a Zulu city. The Byzantine did okay. Byzantium, we did okay, just simming away in our corner. Our pop a little bit low, but it doesn't even need to be that high. We had 5 cities, we got Jesuit. And that was a big boost for us. In fact, maybe we'll just recap exactly why we think we won this game so fast on the base Pangaea. We'll just prove it by quickly looking at the settings we've got. So we're on base Pangaea, nothing special about that. Small. So I guess that stands out even more to us because more AI means more tech discounts. We're at deity difficulty on quick speed. Turn 167 is actually the fastest I've ever been on the base Pangaea. We did have low sea level, which maybe that gives us some more room to expand. Maybe that gave us the 5 cities. Not sure, but we'll think about why we want it now. So the first thing is we had our fast national college. I think did we get our national college up within the 50s? I forget what the timing for that now was. But we went for a 4-city national college and we got our national college up incredibly quickly off the back of building some early workers, doing some chops, and just generally having some good tiles around the cities we settled. So that was quite nice, and we got some good early growth. We then got universities. We had all of our universities up before turn 85 in all of our expands. So that was ludicrously fast. You know, people often set a benchmark of getting them all up by turn 100 or something, or just the university in the capital by turn 100. So that was seriously quick. Now we got scientific theory, and so the public schools up within the 110s, and then we got the labs out in like the turn 130s or something, or was it in around about turn 140? We'll have to look over the save, and I'll kind of list some of the timings in the description afterwards. But one of the big boons of the game, we got spread Jesuit education. In fact, we got spread this religion here from Byzantium. We got faith from pagodas. We were actually generating quite a lot of faith in the early game. We generated the profit and planted it because we saw that Byzantium was spreading this religion. It was giving us faith from pagodas, plus 2 production if the city had a specialist, and most importantly, Jesuit education. So we spent a lot of our early faith purchasing pagodas, and once we got pagodas up in practically every city. Atlanta was settled a bit late. It was settled after the National College, so its pagodas a bit late. But once we got all of those up, what we were able to do is we were able to Jesuit purchase, I think it was 3 public schools as soon as we researched public schools. And so that was a huge boost to the science. And then in Atlanta, we delayed science for a long time getting it ready. But then we Jesuit purchased both our university and our public school over there in Atlanta. So that was insane. And then we went away and we Jesuit purchased, I think we Jesuit purchased a research lab in Washington when we got there, and we might have Jesuit purchased a research. No, I think we then hard built our research labs elsewhere because we saw that we might have had enough. We saw that we might have had enough faith, so faith purchased a 3rd great scientist, but I totally miscalculated that. That was a bad read on my part. Thought it was 1,000, it's 1,600. That's an error. So we only did 1 Jesuit purchase, and we should have done 2. So perhaps we could have done this even a turn faster if we'd really tried. Made a couple of mistakes in terms of assigning production and stuff that probably would have slowed us down a turn anyway, so I'm not entirely sure, but hey ho. But in the end, we had a really, really fast game. We got fast all of the key science techs, and getting spread Jesuit was just amazing. Then we got 5 cities up, founding Atlanta after the National College. It was a little bit late-ish after the National College, but what we really wanted to do with Atlanta was actually wait until we were in a couple of positions. One, a position that we could purchase a workboat to go work these whales immediately, because we didn't think that we really wanted to send a workboat swimming all the way around here. And then two, we actually missed out on finding the Rock of Gibraltar, having done that. And then two, we also wanted to make sure to get a trireme so that we could defend this against barbarians, although no barbarians spawned in the end. But after that, you know, Atlanta really wasn't going to go anywhere until we sent it a production trade route to really kickstart its hammers. So, you know, we waited a little bit until we could send it a production trade route there as well. And then eventually we got a food trade route going afterwards. It turned into a good city. We worked with a specialist, 173 science. I mean, our in-game science working research in all cities here was 1,252. But I think with that working science, we got up to about 1,100, which is really exceptional for a freedom empire on 5 cities. You know, 1,300 or something is the sort of thing that you see from order factories on like 6 cities. So to be able to get up to like 1,100, and we did get 2 observatories, one in New York and one in Philadelphia, so that really helped too. Overall though, this has got to be the fastest science victory I've ever done on the base Pangaea. On quick speed, it's turned 167, so that is pretty amazing. I've done 160 on Hellblazer's Pangaea, and that was some sort of 5 or 6 city tradition. But Hellblazer's Pangaea is just, there's just so much more on the map. You know, on Hellblazer's Pangaea, all of these cities are probably garden cities. You know, rivers everywhere. Every city gets some great, you know, extra resources. But this was the base Pangaea, strategic balance, no legendary start. So base Pangaea, strategic balance, low sea level was the only change we made to the base Pangaea. And we got a good 5-city empire out as America. Our pop is good here, but this has been what I was expecting from founding 5 cities. So I think what drove us more than anything was early science buildings and early science tech. That's getting the National College out early. It's being able to get universities up in the 4 original expands by turning like 83 or something. Again, I'll list the timings in the YouTube video below. We then were able to faith purchase with Jesuit 3 public schools the moment we got public schools, which kind of dampened the problem of us getting hit by the World's Fair at the same time. And then we were able to faith purchase both a university and a public school in Atlanta when we needed to really kickstart the science there. And that drove us all the way to unlocking particle physics on turn 166. We could have actually begun our bulb a bit slower. We had a leftover scientist, which we actually just used this turn to hit lasers. So perhaps we could have done this even a few turns quicker. And so the learning there really is, you know, I wasn't concentrating too much on when all my labs went up. I should have just bulbed immediately all the way to satellites as soon as I realised that I was free to bulb. And that's just a bit of a mistake on my part. I didn't think it would matter, but I mean, we had so much science. We absolutely churned our way through these techs that it actually did. And so we should have executed our initial bulb for satellites. It's what I've learned that you do with a science victory, just because you can't rely, and I mean we could have, if we sold so much gold to the AI and sold research labs and all sorts of ridiculous stuff. We could have probably bought the majority of our spaceship parts, but you know, you really want to get yourself to satellites ASAP when you're playing single player, and that just allows you then, if you get to satellites ASAP, you can switch your cities over to immediately building the 3 boosters and this SS cockpit. So you bulb to satellites and then you bulb your way to advanced ballistics. As soon as the Apollo program finishes, you start building your 3 boosters and your SS cockpit, and then, you know, you bulb all your way to nanotech. You get yourself the SS stasis chamber. It allows you to also gold purchase spaceship factories if you really need, and then finally bulb your way to particle physics in the end, or do some research. But the moral of the story really is, the faster you get to there, that means that you can crank out all of your scientist parts, so you know that your production is not the limiting factor. Your limiting factor is just your scientists and just your science. And so that's the story for me. We didn't bulb late enough because we didn't follow this path of getting ourselves to satellites ASAP. Granted, we maybe didn't need to do too much about it. I mean, the scientist timing worked out okay in the end, I think, just because we ended up actually having to delay satellites by 1 turn, I think it was. In order to actually hard generate a scientist, so that then we got the 2 free ones from Hubble. We didn't sort of set back that timer, but that scientist actually turned out to be a bit moot, I guess. So maybe we couldn't have done this any faster, but it's definitely worth considering. Maybe we couldn't have done it any faster at all. Maybe we could, maybe we couldn't. Maybe transitioning to research earlier would have been good, but I wanted to stay a bit true to form and actually build some bombers. You know, at the end of the day, we ended up with 6 infantry, we ended up with 7 B-17s, and 1 XCOM that got gifted to us by City State, which is a sizable defence force. We wanted to build some defence even though we knew that there wasn't any war coming. Probably could have gone for research sooner, And maybe this is something we can look back in the autosaves at and see if we can execute this end game any quicker. But it's a turn 167 science victory. Really, really fast. I don't know if I'm ever going to go faster than 167 to be honest, but hey, glad we recorded it, glad we streamed it. And so now all that's left for us is to end the game and take a cheeky screenshot to post on Steam. So we'll get ready for that now. Here we go. Turn 167 science victory, base Pangea, data difficulty, quick speed. One of the fastest I've ever done. Don't know what the fastest science victory on quick speed is, but I'm sure it's some ridiculous Poland thing. But this was done with America. No bonuses to Sim whatsoever, apart from being able to buy tiles, which actually did help us early. But hey ho, let's go put this part on. And we've won. We'll take a couple of screenshots so we can get the spaceship in there. And check out the replay. You can see how we did on the map. So we played this out.
The mysteries of nature and led your people on a voyage.
Have a look at what we did. Here's the Deity expansions. We'll do our expansions now. Turn 26 for the first one, 30 off for the second one. I mean, we got all of our expansions out by about turn 35, which is really fast, which really allowed us to get National College going super quickly. You can see how this map goes, and maybe we'll actually watch Shaka's Conquest while we're here. Bit of a crazy thing, I guess. He probably starts taking on... Does he take on Korea first? Didn't quite watch that city flip, but he definitely starts taking people on. Yeah, he takes on both Korea and Genghis, starts raising a few cities, starts wiping out Genghis. Didn't even notice that was there, actually, I didn't even look at that. The Dutch did found a few cities on there. Here's how his empire looks until we hit the end of the game. We'll take a quick browse at the graphs now, because we like to see that. We can see here our score not looking great, but I think the one to really focus on here is probably science per turn. We just reveal ourselves, I mean look at that, we were top in science per turn from a long time ago. And we boosted away ever since. Not often you see that, but I guess Shaka was super wide. In terms of production, our production was actually quite good. We got to second in production in the end. We were second in production for a long time, but I didn't really notice. But we did have a chance to win the World's Fair. We just didn't think it was worth the time. And our culture was really good. Securing all those city-state allies early and then being able to get that gold in order to take that culture city-state really allowed us to power through rationalism, which I think is probably the reason why we got this victory so quick. The city-state allies, the early city-state, the early cultural city-state. You know, we got Hermitage out in reasonable time, that sort of stuff. The Sistine Chapel powered us along. What else did we get? We got pagodas. And yeah, look at this population. You can see where we stagnated at the end, but we had great population growth. Moving up to third in pop there for a little while. Workers, showing I think it was the 8 workers that we had, although I deleted some at the end because they annoyed me after getting in the way of putting the science part on. You can see how we progressed through our social policies. Really good stuff. Number of cities. So we can see where we hit our 5th city here. That was quite late. But we wanted to get National College done first before founding it, and we wanted to make sure we could support it when we did found it. Plenty of happiness actually too. Good stuff. Food per turn. Yeah, we can see where we stagnated there, but we were producing plenty of food. Even some excess happiness. We didn't go negative all that often, which was really good for us. Probably helps too. Gold per turn deals. Yeah. Yeah, choosing the Deity AI there. I mean, that's almost certainly also why we went so quick. But anyway, we saw the demographics, and this is a good ranking too, 460 actually. You don't often get this when you do a peaceful victory. Ranking very much biases towards, you know, killing cities and stuff, so, or to capturing cities. Anyway, we're done here. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm really pleased that this first YouTube video and this first stream resulted in a 167 turn science victory on quick speed as America, of all things. Did not expect the game to go that well, but hey, it was a speed run. We wanted to kind of practice some of this sort of thing. Maybe we'll beat it one day, but I mean 167 is pretty goddamn ludicrous, so I don't think we will. But you never know, maybe we'll try it again one day. Anyway, that's all from now. Thank you very much for watching, and good night for me.